Hey there, YouTubers. There's a fix I want to show you for the F150 5.4 liter 2002 model. We have a couple other videos on YouTube that show how to do this with different year models, but for some reason it didn't quite work with the 2002 model. Some of the sizes are just a little bit different on this year model, and I couldn't find a good YouTube video for this particular year model on this fix, so I decided to make one, hoping it might help somebody else out. What we're doing is we're changing a serpentine belt to bypass the AC compressor entirely without installing a new or a bypass pulley. We did change an idler pulley, and I'm going to show you the sizes of that and the serpentine belt very shortly. So here it goes. For the lay person, just to get to this point, we obviously removed the little cover that's on the engine there. Sits right on top of the throttle body. Everybody can easily do that. It's only 3 bolts that come out of there. I used a let's see if I can even read it here, a 10mm socket to get that off, and very easy to do, no problem. I didn't disconnect the air cleaner to get it out of the way. I just undid the brackets and pulled this off the throttle body and the air cleaner assembly to move it out of the way. Very easy to do. It takes a couple seconds. You just slip it off. Once they're loosened, then you can move it out of the way so you can access the serpentine belt easier. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove the old serpentine belt. It's very easy. Mine was actually broke, so I just pulled it out of there. When you're removing the serpentine belt, obviously you're going to need a 1/2 inch socket and a breaker bar, and it just goes down in there like that. I don't know if you can kind of get a good angle on this, but you use the breaker bar for leverage, and you'll be able to release the tensioner enough on the belt to get it off if yours isn't broken already. If your AC compressor has seized up, it could be, so that's a likely scenario. After that, we replaced an idler pulley with this grooved pulley. Now, this is very simple. You just take one off and put one on. The reason that I had to replace that is not for the grooves. Actually, you could have rode the grooves on the flat surface of the other idler pulley, but the other idler pulley was too big to allow the belt to go around that side of the pulley. There is not enough clearance between the pulley, the original pulley, and the piece of the engine that it's attached to go around the way that we want to route it. This pulley doesn't do anything. It's just an idler pulley. It's just here to put the belt on, so it's not going to have any function whatsoever on the truck itself. The size that I used to replace it from AutoZone, or there's their part number. So when you go to replace that, you can get this part number and you should be fine. The idler pulley that you're pulling off is slightly larger, and it is a flat surface, so it looks like that. So you're just replacing this with the groove surface and a little bit smaller size, so you can allow the belt to go around the back side of the pulley rather than riding on the front side of the pulley. So when looking at the schematic for the original setup for the serpentine belt, you see that the belt goes up under the AC clutch compressor there and around this way on the idler pulley that we just replaced. This is the idler pulley we just replaced. We will no longer route the belt that way, but for every other, again, what we're doing here is we're taking this belt and we're routing it exactly the same way except for when we come around this tensioner, we are not going up under there, but we are going up under the idler pulley and back over the alternator. And once it's routed, I don't know how easy it is to see down there, but that's what it should look like. As you see, the AC compressor has been totally bypassed. A little hard to see down there, I understand that. And all it's left to do now is just to reattach to the throttle body and the air cleaner assembly there, this piece, and then the cover. Slip this back on here, slip this back on here, tighten down the 2 screws for the brackets, and now that that's attached, you just want to make sure that when you unattach this and you reattach it, that your hoses are all still attached. If one comes loose, you may not, you may get some rough riding or not even be able to start the vehicle. So make sure you don't have any vacuum leaks or anything. Put the cover back on and bolt it down, and again 3 bolts, 1 on this side and 2 on the other here. I'll just show you. Doesn't even matter to the truck's functionality, but just so everything's back like it was. Last thing is the Serpentine Belt part number from AutoZone, Duralast number 800K6. Seemed to work out just fine. So that's the number of the belt you need. And once again, the part number on the new idler pulley is 231015, also from AutoZone. We started the truck up again. Everything seems to be okay. We started up again. I'm going to take it out for a little test drive just to make sure everything works. But this is a great fix for somebody that has a 2002 F150 5.4 liter engine. I believe the 4.6 is the same, but I would not guarantee it. There were a lot of videos out that had a fix that include, so there's a lot of videos out there anyway with fixes for these trucks that bypass the compressor without using a bypass pulley. They're all good videos. It's where I got the idea. However, if you're gonna do the 2002 5.4, you will have trouble if you try to use any other method than what I used, without replacing that pulley and without using the proper belt. If you use the ones on the other videos, you will have a belt that is too long and has no tension, or a belt that does not go up under the pulley as it should, just because there's not the gap that exists on those other truck year models. So I hope this helps you out. Truck with over 200,000 miles and don't need the air conditioning in it. It's not an everyday runner. Just as a back and forth to the hardware store truck. No need to spend $400, $500, $600 on a AC compressor unit installed, and this will get you up and running for about $50, $60 bucks. So there you go.